enemy cannot kick you out, they also can't roam, you know, like if you're playing against like a, say a puck, maybe Lina is not the best example because Lina kind of wants to sit and farm too, but she just can't kill the DK.
I think the mindset of going 2-0-3 against Lina, I would champion that that's the best build almost always in that matchup because you need the points in Dragon Blood to sustain and be in the lane. And if you don't have 2 points in Breathe Fire, you can't reliably last hit range creeps. And that's a really big problem in that matchup.
If you don't have 2-1-2, it means that when your support comes, you're never going to kill the Lina.
Yeah, I don't even necessarily think that kill exists unless the support is a very specific type. Dragon Knight doesn't deal a lot of damage. So even if you have a point in stun and your ult, it's not enough to kill Lina.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The rotating hero is the perfect one for it. So I actually don't mind him going 2-0-3. All right, let's see some bans. Mars is gone, and Meepo's gone. So these are probably these are heroes that will only get first phase banned against these 2 specific teams. So
you gotta know the players that you're targeting. And yeah, Mars gets taken out. Usually it's the Slardar that's being higher priority against, well, I guess all teams, but also especially ATF. And the Razor has also been a consistent first phase ban. And then Crits Weaver also gets taken out. And G2.iG first pick a Chen.
What do you make of Falcons choosing to ban Slardar? Do you think that was a concern about the laning stage that we talked about? Would that have been an issue for them, or?
I feel like because they're prioritizing Weaver, maybe Slardar, they feel like Slardar is also a good hero against Weaver. So that might be one of the reasons. But overall, I think that Slardar is just a very, very annoying hero to deal with because he's a flex pick, can go mid, can go off lane, very, very strong at taking all this early small skirmish that you want to do in the current meta. And no Mars, no Razor, sure, I'll go Timber. So he said he has a 5 hero, just enough for the current meta.
That's right.
He literally said that yesterday.
He did.
0-2 is the current scoreline for Timber. He just, in his words, he just griefed the game.
He griefed the game, apparently.
So now
too many deaths, bad build.
Now it's time to prove that it was a one-off.
I mean, it should be a decent pick against the Chen.
Yeah, but you know nothing else. It's like really early to pick a Timber, isn't it? Like, I don't think
the lane. He knows his lane.
No, he
knows
doesn't.
the support that he's
half of the lane. Half of the lane. He doesn't know his lane. He knows there's a Chen in the game. Want to point out, Falcons banned 4 JT heroes.
Yes.
I think that's pretty telling.
Well, okay, it's some overlap between NTS also, though.
But all of these 4 are heroes that we've seen JT play. And I would say, looking at the previous series that we've seen from G2.iG, he has been, for me, I would say they're a standout, consistently high-impact player in all of their games. So I find it to be an interesting strategy for Falcons to just target him that hard. And I'm curious to see what he's going to run, because I think he's played these heroes in Doom, right? That's it. So are you going to ban that one as well, or are you going to play into the pacing of that?
He's allowed to play like this because of NTS. NTS has been making a lot of space and allowing that type of greedy play on the off laner. I feel like if your mid laner is not really getting enough work done in the game, and obviously Monet as well, he's doing a really good job participating. I always talk about how crucial it is for the carry to participate in some of the early game plays, especially defending a mid tower or trying to twin gate and push the enemy safe lane tower. All these small little things actually allow the offlaner to get your Midas, for example, if you want to be greedy on the Doom, or you play for more like a scaling hero. And I think it fits to their kind of play style. I mean, we saw one of those games where when JT has to rotate, it feels like it's not so natural for him. Like, especially when it was the Primal Beast game and he was queuing a Midas on that hero. I hope you did not see that game.
Well, he didn't buy it.
He didn't buy it.
Yeah, he changed. He actually bought it and he sold it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. But it was like a split second.
Honestly, that's just a power move to do to your teammates. So they see the pop-up of like he bought Midas. Like,
is this dude serious?
Ah, just kidding.
I imagine also
Grim made it through all the way here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grim, Pugna has also been slipping through, and the most curious thing to me that happened last series is Dazzle was completely uncontested, and that is proving to be the case in this series as well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Dazzle is a hero that's very peculiar. It's not easy to run that hero, because when you talk about the current meta, right, the mid hero is usually the hero that you want to be rotating around, and if you want to put Dazzle on a side lane, sometimes it feels like he can be easily kicked out of lane because he's easily killed until he gets a lot of levels in his spells, you know, his heal and his grave. And if you put him in the mid lane, it's very matchup dependent. You need to have the Dazzle win the lane. And after even the Dazzle wins his lane, he's not going to be moving around. He wants to hit creeps, you know, get his agonims. So he's not going to be providing your supports with something to play around with.
I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a hero that's less Amar-like than Dazzle, unless if you could only use Grave on teammates. then it would literally be the end game. Because if he can at least save himself, then he can be a bit annoying in lane and stay alive and push out, you know. But I think, yeah, it just doesn't fit his
Can
player.
he stay alive
players
against
now.
the SB Chen?
Yeah, good question. It's definitely what we were talking about, right? G2iG, I should say, are looking to, you know, put the pressure early.
Yeah, on the
This,
lanes especially.
What's the pairing? Because like, Spirit Breaker isn't inherently obviously good against Timber, right?
But it's also about the game you're trying to play, right? You have all this like Chen moving around the map, and you have the SB that has kind of global presence.
Oh,
to
SB's
connect.
a core now.
Yeah.
Locked in, essentially.
I was kind of expecting it to be a support when I saw SB and Chen.
Yeah, especially because didn't G2iG play a support Chen earlier? Oh, am I mixing it up? Was that
It was,
GD
I think it was Crit. Was it Crit that played the SB? I think it was him.
G2iG have not played Chen yet. This is
okay,
their
this is
debut.
their first game. I'm mixing it up with another series then never mind. Because I definitely, I feel like I saw a level 30 Chen that was a support. Or, sorry, not Chen, Spirit Breaker.
Was it Bet Boom? I wouldn't have been surprised if it was like Save Chen or something like that.
No, not Chen, Spirit Breaker.
Oh, Spirit Breaker. Oh, okay, okay.
I'm not finding it. Anyway. Never mind.
I mean, we have a Tiny now.
Oh.
Tiny is great against the Pugna.
Yep. Classic counter for years. Just flat out massive magical burst damage. Pugna can cover its bases a bit better than it used to because you get the level 10 talent with health, and you can itemize a bit more defensively with maybe a glimmer, but
That's a pretty bold pick for me.
this is 2 and 9?
Yeah, Luna's having a bad time.
All right, guys, we have a problem here. Grim is 10 and 4. So one of these heroes is going to outperform its norm here.
And they
perfectly balanced. They make a 50% game if they put together.
They don't work very well together in the lane. When you're playing Luna, you want a melee tank in front of you to like a Trian or like an Ogre, you know, to soak up damage to enable the Luna in the game.
Is there a world that Tiny is mid and there's still a 5 to be picked here for snaking? Because Melreen loves Tiny, so
yeah, sure.
it is definitely not out of the question here.
So why are they picking the Luna right away here? Is it because they feel like it's going to be a SB Pugna lane, so they already know the lane? Then you just decide Luna is going to be able to farm in this lane and be okay?
Could be. I don't actually know how good this lane is for Luna, though. The Spirit Breaker Pugna could be kind of scary.
It's very dependent on who's the 5.
Yeah.
If it's a Grimstroke, I can tell you this lane is going to be a hot mess.
I don't very often champion for this hero right now, but I think potentially a Clockwork 5 could be a thing here.
Yeah.
It's actually very good against both heroes, Pugna and Spirit Breaker in lane and in the game. And I think Snaking does play the hero. He doesn't play it too frequently, but it's definitely in his repertoire.
He played it this tournament against Pandas.
Oh, he's already played it. Okay,
Yeah.
well then...
He lost with it.
Sure.
It was the game that they lost.
Well, they
but
also lost with Timber and ran that back right now. So it's just there's a lot of upsides to Clock. The lane matchups and the Grimstroke pairing as a support duo gives you that extra bit of burst potential when you make initiations.
Would you like it more than a Shadow Demon?
Yeah, I think Winter's hitting the nail on the head here. I think the laner playing with Luna here needs to frontline for the Luna, because otherwise you're leaving the Spirit Breaker Pugna to just bully her all the time in lane. So I think Clockwork is a good wall. Main downside is I don't find Clockwork enjoyable to play against Chen at all. I think that matchup is tough, but there's no perfect hero here. I don't think you're going to pick a hero that works well against everything you're facing. So, you know, pick what's more important to solve, and I think that's Luna's laning.
I feel like the draft is it's pretty hard to fix with the last hero here. They have a lot of weaknesses, quite apparent.
Falcons, that is.
Yeah, Falcons. I feel like they need to be able to enable the Luna, but at the same time, I feel like Grimstroke doesn't really have a very obvious core to play with the Inkswell, and you can kind of do it on the Tiny. But Luna doesn't really like playing with the Inkswell that much. Sure, when you get the shot, you can kind of use it to save the Luna in a sticky situation. But apart from that, and there's also no combo with the Soulbind.
What do you make of the Wraith King ban? Do they think it's a Spirit Breaker mid?
Yeah, that's actually rather strange here. Wraith King is good against Luna though, I'll give you that.
I guess Wraith King and Chen also have nice overlap in how they play the map at that point in the game. Like this 15-20 minute mark with skeletons, with Chen pushing, it's like they're maybe worried about
it
the
is
pressure.
still weird though.
I still think this is a weird ban.
I mean, if you're worried about them pushing, wouldn't you also be worried about some Zoo hero that can actually pressure and push with the Chen?
Yeah, like a Lycan.
Yeah.
Maybe you feel like you cover that relatively well with Timber, but then you also arguably cover Wraith King well, right? So this ban I just flat out don't understand what it is they're seeing here as a concern.
Meanwhile, G2.iG, they're expecting Tiny to be a support. They ban out the DK that Malreen's been running constantly.
It's a classic pairing with Luna. I think better safe than sorry on that account. And they will ban the Lycan. Okay, so it is
afraid of Zoo.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still other zoos. There's still a Visage. There is still... actually, there's none left. Oh, Enigma.
Visage
Enigma.
actually looks pretty good in this game. If
the
you wanted to go that
don't
route.
the supports don't do anything to him, I feel.
It just doesn't feel like that's been G2IG's style.
No. And it would be MTS playing the Visage then?
Yeah, or you play mid Spirit Breaker, but then you're playing like Visage Pug in a lane, which sounds weird. And I don't know. I don't think they're going to go that direction at all, personally. But
yeah, how about just picking like a standard hero like a Centaur? Just tank the lane. Shaker mid.
Yeah.
So they're kind of also anticipating the mid Tiny maybe, so picking Shaker to maybe potentially deal with that. So it means that the Spirit Breaker is the offlaner with Pugna. So Chen will be with Morphling, Shaker will be mid. Decent lanes, I think, overall.
is there a case to be made here for running back the Malreen Viper and just absolutely trashing Shaker in lane and not giving him a game? I feel like that lane matchup has to be awful.
They have to pick something to win the lane.
What is this running back that you're alluding to? Is it this tournament? Because
didn't Malreen just play Viper?
ATF played the Viper.
Wait, did I misread it? I could have sworn I saw Malreen.
Malreen played DK that game.
I was going to say I'll take your word for it, but I'm still checking.
Right. Take my word for it, because in fact he's not even playing.
Oh yeah, they put the Timber mid.
Playing Timber mid.
Why not? Amara's going to play Doom. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I could have sworn I saw him play it. You're right, Neil. Of course you're right. You're always right about who played what heroes and about stats and shit. So I'm wrong. They could have still played the Viper, though. I think the point still stands, but maybe they don't like it as a mid, which I would understand.
I mean, it's more about like their draft is having heroes that can't be kicked out in the lane once again. Once more, they feel like, okay, Earthshaker mid, we'll put the Timber there because the Earthshaker can't really. I guess they feel like they can't really kick the Timber out. Then you have this Doom against the Morphling. Doom can also sit in the lane. You can also eat the Chen creeps. And then you have the. But the thing is, like, you have a Luna with Grimstroke.
Well, maybe you put Luna Tiny bot.
Luna Tiny. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you could do that. That would actually definitely help a lot, especially for the Luna's game.
And Doom Grim seems like a pretty sweet lane.
Yep.
Yeah,
decent.
It
and now you have a Soulbind combo also.
Yep.
Double Doom.
It's based on the player-hero combinations, right? It's like Crit playing the Tiny. Is it likely that they will put him in the safe lane with the Luna based on how they've played so far? Like, how's the dynamic going to be? Maybe they're going to run it here.
And usually in a new team, you don't see this kind of swaps happen as much as compared to a more mature team where they feel comfortable moving the 4 and 5 here and there.
But at the same time, Tiny Doom lane sounds...
Yeah, terrible double mid.
I don't know. It doesn't sound good to me. But
We'll have to find out in the gameplay then. Gentlemen, appreciate the analysis. But now I'm ready to see some new caster faces. Mike and John, what's going on? John, I'll talk to you this time. How you doing? I miss you. You were here like just a few minutes ago. I say. Okay, I'll let you have your special moment together then. Game number 1, it's all you.
That was unreal.
Seconds to battle.
begins.
Oh god, I think I'm gonna be sick.
Summon. My thrift rewarded.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Bounty. Earth first.
bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is falling.
I told you to stop getting blood on my blades.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Gold.
Radiant are scanning. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Rewarded.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's courier has been killed.
Did I do that? Takes you.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Blessings upon a
Radiant
loyal
are
warrior.
scanning.
Getting started.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Invisibility.
Gold for me. Impossible.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
To the seven hells now.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
My life.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Invisibility.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Almighty money. Yes.
Radiant are scanning.
Just rush back in.
Clear to me now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
What have we here?
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Double damage!
Dire are scanning. Radiant are scanning. Radiant's courier has been killed. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top scanning. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Dire are scanning. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Regeneration.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I guess maybe you can target him in the gameplay, but we had mentioned it at the very beginning of the draft. He was heavily targeted in terms of heroes. Magnus was banned out, Primal Beast was banned out, but NTS's pool is just as deep as it needs to be with these melee brawlers because he gets his hand on the Earthshaker and he makes magic happen with it.
I think obviously the man of the match there. I don't know how much we need to go into detail about it because I feel like it's very obvious on the screen. You know, you're landing big echoes, you're making big plays. Hats off to him, an incredible performance. I want to focus a little bit more about like some of the more maybe invisible parts of this draft. Is the way that Falcons seem to be playing their games is a lot around this mid-game timing that we've talked about, right? Like these 20 to 30 minutes. It seems like they were really, first of all, today when I've been watching G2.iG, they have really good map reads. They're super good at being mobile around the map, avoiding ganks. But the other thing is this time they kind of built themselves really well for counter initiation. You have Chen with pipe and with heal.
Okay.
You're playing against a lineup that has tons of AoE magic and pure damage that you can offset. And then you have Spirit Breaker to combo break. So it's kind of like this style that Falcons have run every game. This time it got truly put to the test by a team that was really well prepared and had all the solutions for it, including a carry morph that's also a difficult target. So
Yeah, I mean their draft is all geared out in the early game to mid game where they have a very good start from the lanes. Their heroes are very good in the lanes, and after that, when it comes to the team fight, though, I feel like G2.iG's lineup, they have a lot more options. Like you said, there's a lot of more ways of initiating with the Spirit Breaker, the Earthshaker, and on top of that, you have the Chen and the partner topping everyone up. So it's difficult to kill anybody quickly. You know, if you go on a hero and you don't destroy them quickly with your initiation on it's mainly the Soulbind into Double Doom, and that really didn't happen much or at all. You know, and I don't feel like the Luna had enough room in the team fights to actually stand and right click.
But then why couldn't you target the supports right off the bat? Why wasn't Pugna getting insta-gipped? Why wasn't Chen getting killed before he can
You have a SB charging around. It's difficult, you know. They get a lot of cover in front, and there's the creeps giving vision from the Chen. So it's not that easy for you to say, oh, I just need to get the Pugna. But getting the Pugna is a very, very difficult task for them. And on top of that, you only have Doom as your jump. Luna's not going to jump.
Yeah.
The Timber is just going to be in front. So the Doom just has to rely on himself to find the Pugna, which is not easy.
Tiny also.
I mean, yeah, sure. Yes, he had the Tiny to help him. But at the end of the day, you have to bypass too many things. I felt like there's like a brick wall in front. And you have the Timber, the Luna, and the Doom. I feel like the three cores doesn't really synergize well compared to the SB, the Luna, plus the Earthshaker together.
I think something as well was this Doom pick really caught us off guard. I think Falcons in the draft perhaps identified that they were going to have this anti-healing problem, so they picked Doom to try to solve that.
Yeah.
But ultimately, maybe it's one of those situations where you're trying to solve a problem, but the inherent synergy with your strategy and how your heroes work, maybe you're like tunnel visioning a little bit too much on solving this one problem and not looking at the bigger picture of how is this going to play around with our lineup, where, as Winter pointed out, like this tri-core that they're running is a little bit awkward. And I think something that they get a lot out of ATF when we're talking about like his staying power in lane, Doom is not an oppressive hero in the same way that some of the other heroes he plays are. So sure, he's getting farmed, but he's not, like, Monet is having a free game, right? Like, it's not like Doom was ruining the Morphling's performance here the similar way we could have seen from other MR lane dominators.
I mean, I like that you brought that up, you know, like Morphling was getting a really good game, but if you look at Skitter, I feel like, I mean, he's farming, but he doesn't have like the same heroes that enable the morphing. You know, like Luna wants a lot of heroes that can just go in and have stuns so that you can kill. Because Luna, you don't have stuns. You need people to lock stuff down for you to kill, and they don't really have a lot of that apart of the Tiny.
Okay, but the alternative is that you let Amar play the Timbersaw in the offlane because they first picked the Timbersaw.
Yeah,
that's the question. Is that a good idea?
Yeah.
The thing is, like, when you have Timbersaw, right, you need like a CK, you need like a safe laner that can enable the Timber. You don't want to have like a Luna, because when you draft Luna and Timber, I feel like you have 2 points in the draft where you need to build around. And sometimes maybe you can get away with it, but more often that you find that, oh, this hero is going to be lacking something because you have to draft another 2 heroes for the Timber. Then the Luna will feel like, maybe I won't be able to do as much compared to a game where if my team gave me a lot more priority.
And instead, that meant that Maureen had to play the Timbersaw mid, which was part of our Acer Predator head-to-head, because we saw how he stacked up against Nothing to Say's Earthshaker.
Yeah, I mean, you guys brought it up earlier when you said, oh, Nothing to Say, he's the man of the match. He did so much this game, but don't you guys remember how the game started? He got bullied by the Timber.
He got solo killed.
He lost the tower like minute 6, minute 7, but he still did his job.
That makes it even more impressive, right? It's one thing to hit big echo slams, and it's another one to do it after you got crushed in lane, right? Like, after you have bad conditions. It's kind of funny that they end up winning this game and he has lower GPM, right?
Yeah.
The damage per gold stat here is quite interesting to me, because I think Shaker ended up being top damage in the game. And even for a mid Shaker, when this hero has a bad start, it's not like his start was terrible, but it was
pretty bad.
It was not good.
Any solo kill is a terrible start for a mid.
I mean, losing the tower at 6-7 minutes.
That hero has a tendency to not recover very well, but him being able to output these numbers, you're looking at the net worth right here in this clip that we're seeing. He was easily 6th by quite a bit, so the lowest net worth core in the whole game. And he still managed to find this impact, so very well played.
I mean, this has a lot to do with the synergy between the tri-cores, right? So when one of their cores is not doing so well, because you have the SB and Morphling, and they both have a pretty decent start, so they are able to come and fight early to help the Shaker, you know. I kind of like the timings that all these 3 cores have together. Like when you have when you have a draft where it's very reliant on one singular core to do well, then I feel like when that particular hero doesn't do well, then everybody feels like there's nothing to do. But in this kind of setup where one of the cores don't do well, like the Shaker, but the SB and the Morphling can actually help
pick up the slack.
Yeah, take up the slack and help him recover.
Which I guess, for as much praise as we're heaping onto NTS, JT continues to impress. You said it.
I think he's been super good.
Basically, G2.iG's entire run through this tournament, JT has been your player of their entire roster.
Yeah, I think so. And I think it's kind of interesting to talk about, right? Because it's hard to say for a fact that JT is like outshining other players in the team. I think it's just like the design of how they build their lineups and what his role is.
Yep.
He will have more flashy plays a lot of the time than Monet.
Yep.
But I'm not going to be like, oh, JT is carrying Monet. You know? Like he's I feel like everybody in this team is playing super well right now. There's
Definitely.
no like obvious weak link or some sort of lack of synergy or things to point out that, okay, you beat this team in drafting by doing this, this, and this, because you're seeing the teams develop and understanding G2.iG better through these drafts. I like the bans this game that Falcons came in with, but they still have the solutions, so seem to be a pretty tough nut to crack right now.
I mean, they feel like a 20, 20, 20, 20, 20 team. Everybody's doing 20%, so it's very hard to pinpoint 1%. I'm going to ban that guy, you know,
Yeah.
and make sure he doesn't get a game. But I feel like everybody's just going to do their job. And like this game you mentioned, they ban out what? The Magnus, they ban out the Primal,
Slardar.
they ban out Slada. So
And Meepo seems to be an
Yeah.
auto ban against
Yeah.
this team, which is a nice ace up your sleeve to
I
have.
know.
If teams need to start respect banning Meepo first.
I mean, overall, I feel like the adjustment should not be the ban, but the overall strategy that Falcons has. Maybe they should try to pick a little bit more of like a team fight centric lineup, more like balanced lineup, instead of try to win the game early and try to like accept the fact that you can't just crush them from the laning phase. You have to be able to play the long haul.
We have to see how Falcons adapt because they have been winning a great majority of their games. And now, today, it seems like they're facing some losses. So let's see how this team recovers when we get ready for game number 2 of G2.iG versus Team Falcons.
Another lonely night, sitting with my memories, haunting me for life. You told me if I just believe, it'll be alright. Do you believe it? Do you believe it? Yeah. Tell me honestly, do you really practice what you preach faithfully? And does it make you wrong or right? Judging me. How do you decide? How do you decide? Why you wanna lead with fear when you could go and lead with love? I'ma just stay right here, cause I can never give enough. Hey pretender, come on, take me back down to the river and tell me all the ways that keep selling me something I won't buy. I know that you keep telling me how to live my life. I won't believe it. I won't believe it. Tell me honestly, do you really practice what you preach faithfully? Will you ever let me be? Or will you just keep judging me? Keep judging me, yeah. Why you wanna lead with fear when you can go and lead with love? I'ma just stay right here, 'cause I can never give enough. Hey pretender, come on, take me back down to the river and tell me all the ways that I'm a sinner. If I follow, will I be delivered? Am I delivered? Oh, defender, come on, take me back down to the river and tell me all the ways I should surrender. If I follow, will I be delivered? Am I delivered?
It's time for the final game of the day here. Day number 2 of a group stage, where we're covering Group B. And you just saw a little bit more of Group B in that little picture-in-picture, because the Ember stream had 9 pandas against LGD Gaming going on, where LGD picked up another win, which is a marked shift from them compared to day 1, where they went 0-4. That means today they've won 2 games already. Hot damn! Maybe they're not as bad as we thought, Winter.
You're trying to say not as bad as I thought, right?
No, I was with you. You had convinced me sufficiently that Emo was absolute garbage, did not deserve to be here. But no, turns out we're both wrong.
That was only day 1.
It's only day 1.
Day 2, he figured things out.
He is making steps in the right direction.
Yeah,
and also,
he played some different heroes, right, today?
he did. Today, he played Dazzle mid, and he beat 9 pandas with the Dazzle mid. Against Tundra, he played Earth Spirit, which was also good to see, and he won that game. And then he also lost with Dazzle one time, but you know, things are changing.
It means that this group is actually really interesting right now, because with the 2 teams starting 0-4 and 9 pens and LGD, them starting to pick up a game here or there, you're not out of the woods yet if your team Liquid with 2-4.
Nope.
And I guess G2.iG, the game that they just won, which puts them on a current score of 5-2, ties them for
Falcons.
second with
Yeah.
Falcons. And Tundra.
Yes. Although Tundra have now just lost.
Tundra lost the first game to Liquid.
Right.
So 3 teams are currently 5-2.
Which is weird,
anyone's group.
because in Group A, at this point of the day, probably like 6 hours ago, we already confirmed 1 elimination, which Wabitas Sagazes. And so we are not really sure where Group B is going to end up. And here's some exciting information. If you remember maybe like a year and 3 months ago, when we were last in Malaysia for ESL 1 Malaysia 2022, we had a very interesting tiebreaker situation and how we chose to break those tiebreakers. Winter, do you recall what the tiebreaker rules were in group stage?
Stressing me out right now.
Let me tell you, it was...
Nasi Lemak speed eating.
That's right. Whoever could chug it the fastest. No, it was a 1v1 mid. Do you remember?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it was Armel versus Sumal.
But it's not the same this year, right?
We have 1v1 tiebreakers as well. I don't know if it's going to control whether we do seeding, but if all the circumstances line up where it's like they have the same series score and the head-to-head was a 1-1 and stuff like that, then we break the tie with a 1-1 tie, 1v1 down mid.
What do you think if the 1v1 mid had to be played by the 5s?
Oh, you can't send your mids to do it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No,
Or
how
you
about
can't
the-
send your cores.
How about
to
the
do-
one?
Which team would do the best?
That's what I was thinking. If
Bad Boom?
Bad Boom,
'Cause their
Toronto,
because
Tokyo.
their supports are cold.
Toronto, Tokyo, and Save would probably be really good at that one.
Yes,
That's
they would
true.
Nobody, nobody wants to play the tiebreak against them.
Solo used to be a
Solo
mid
used to be
player,
a mid. I could see that.
but so
Snaking?
did I, and I have played mid recently, and it was not a good sight. So let's not put Solo there. I don't know how well Snaking would do in mid. It's kind of an interesting hypothetical.
That's like, I'm very...
Force the players to play mid in a tiebreaker that haven't played mid for years. That would be fun to watch.
I'd be intrigued by the prospect.
Okay.
Meanwhile, yes, we have game number 2 of Falcons G2.iG underway, where same basic bans from Falcons. They take out the Meepo, the Slardar, and the Primal Beast, though previously they took out the Magnus as well. This time they're taking out a Chen.
And guess what? That means G2iG will pick Mag. And the lane matchup that it looks like he will probably be having against Malrine, this is a repeat of G2iG's game earlier today against Team Liquid.
Yeah.
Where, nothing to say, somehow killed Nisha as Magnus on level 3, I think it was. 3 or 4, which is pretty unusual. So he knows his way with Magnus. But I really like this pick from Falcons. I think this is the direction you want to take it against IG.
You want to pressure them from the lane from the get-go and try to like take away the map as fast as possible towers, because whenever you have Magnus on your team, you're going to be trying to stack, play around the Ancients, and Enchantress is the perfect hero to stop that. Probably not going to see the Magnus killing the Lina again this time. I don't believe Lightning's going to strike twice tonight.
I don't know. Nothing to say has been in rare form this tournament.
Yep, so they're going back with their Phoenix Magnus combination. Just utter big team fight, so you can't.
What?
That's the Enchantress counter?
Yep, they're gonna run around after Ench and eat creep.
Do you really need to focus her that hard that you counterpick her with what I consider to be a pretty irrelevant hero?
I mean, if there's somebody who's gonna run a support Clinks, aside from the guy who's literally in the other team, Crit, who loves Clinks more than any hero, but feels like the hero has had an identity crisis for 3 years now. Baboka and his Baboka and his stealth force are always something special.
He's been like doing a lot of farming as well on the post 4. Like he's been making sure that he scales for his team, and you have Empower on the Clings. Sounds like he can actually do a lot of damage, especially to a hero like Lina.
I love how you refer to them as stealth fours, because I think the hero that put Baboka on the map for me was his Monkey King performance.
It's a stealth hero.
It's a stealth hero. He's hiding most of the time.
And Ricky, when Ricky support was a thing, Baboka was the best.
Exactly.
He was incredibly good at it. So I always, when I think of this player, I think of roaming when that was a thing. He was exceptionally good at it. And even in the current patch, he will play roam style whenever possible on Enchantress or on... I'm just curious. I mean, this is going to be the talk of the whole draft, right? Because this is a basically unplayed hero nowadays.
Yep.
And the thing that factors into this as well now is, imagine you're a player in this position, you're playing on Falcons, you're like, what the hell, right? Like, this is not something you have not practiced against this hero.
I wouldn't be surprised if Crit has this in his wheelhouse also, though.
Perhaps, but, I mean, he hasn't shown it.
He hasn't shown it, no.
He's definitely one of the more well-versed players on the hero and understanding what it does and how to play around it, but that doesn't mean his teammates necessarily have the same, you know, experience and
that's actually a really good point. Like when you don't play against Nyx a lot, you kind of forget that he's in the game and he just ganks you with a Vendetta. Like same for Clings. Like Clings can actually get you a lot in the early game if you are just not thinking about it. You might have somebody who plays the hero a lot, but if your teammates don't play against it enough, you don't really get the same feeling in the game, and you might just die to the ganks.
For sure.
So right now you see like a overwhelming amount of physical damage with the TA, Magnus, and the Clings, and you have all this like squishy low armor supports, Lion and Enchantress. I mean, I say support, but Lina is kind of like a support too. You know, if you don't get a lot of items and you get caught, you don't really buy armor items at all on this hero.
I really like the TA pick as well. I think it's worth highlighting that with Falcons going for the Centaur line, which is a very kill-heavy lane, but with very few instances of damage, refraction is incredible.
Yeah.
It's one of the best lane carries against Centaur.
Blood Grenade.
Yeah, Blood Grenade is definitely something that you can try to offset it with, but it still takes time.
Lina is now better because she has DOTs on her spells.
Yeah, but the Lina is not on the TA's lane.
I don't think they're laning against each other. I think it's Mag mid, but you're right. The TA could still go mid and Mag can go offlane. Of course, that's an option for G2iG, but based on how Nothing to Say has been playing this tournament, I personally wouldn't put him on TA, not because he's not capable, but the team dynamic, I think, is better by playing this on Monet as a safe lane.
Not his role on this team to hit creeps.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of need like again, another similar hero to Magnus to just round everything up.
Falcons are banning out mid laners, though. Take out Invoker, they take out Pango. Meanwhile, G2iG targeting carries. Take out an Illusion carry and a lot of damage instances on a Naga Siren. And maybe another Illusion carry? You think Terrorblade's still relevant these days?
Yeah, high armor hero against TA, because it's basically physical damage from the G2.iG lineup.
I think Phoenix performs pretty well against Terrorblade. Magnus is a bit double-edged. The question is if there's a better ban, right? Because if there's no better ban, then...
Who do you care to protect right now? Mainly TA?
It's not about protecting your heroes, more about what they need that can actually deal with your timing, because G2.iG has a very specifically timing-based lineup with the Desolator on TA gonna look to take over the map, get Roshan.
Roche, yeah.
Yeah, and you play around the Magnus with his harpoon, you catch heroes, then you push down buildings very, very quickly. So it's more about what does Falcon get to pick to slow it down.
I think an added benefit to banning Terrorblade and Naga together is these heroes give passive vision, and you're playing against TA Clinks. When TA gets a shard, this Clinks can start soloing supports, right? There's like traps all over the map. Even Lina is at risk of getting killed by a support in this game all of a sudden with the TA traps coming into play. So
but part of the problem of having the TA and the Clinks, doesn't that mean that Clinks won't go Deso? So how is Clinks going to do damage enough?
I think he can probably still kill Lina with Orchid plus a TA trap, I think.
Yeah, but what's wrong with getting 2 Desos? They're probably not going to be hitting the same heroes anyway. I mean, you're going to be trying to get the back line.
I defer to
just get 5 Desos. Just hit one each, and they all have minus armor right away.
Yeah, I want to see Phoenix with that red projectile.
Dragon Knight, that is... okay.
Mid? Offlane?
Yeah, against the Lina. They want DK against Lina.
Yeah.
So it's going to be offlane Magnus, DK against Lina. You have like another form of initiation. You don't want to just rely on the Magnus to start the fight for you since you don't have stuns on your supports, Clinks and Phoenix. Alright, so Slug, kind of good against the DK. You remove the refraction with your nuke. You can dispel the RP, but very, very slow hero. And he's not very strong in the lane.
Yeah.
And aren't you going to get caught by a Clink's Orchid or a Trap Silence at some point, maybe?
Yeah, he's going to have to farm a lot of items to be able to fight them. He's going to need probably BKB if there's an Orchid. And you kind of don't really want to get BKB early on this hero. Yeah. You tend to have the Falcon Blade, Axe, Rush, or Echo Saber.
I think it was probably between Slark and a Manta Carrier, right? But which Manta Carriers were left?
Well, I mean, the only other one I was thinking of is Phantom Lancer, but I'm assuming that hero's irrelevant.
Not necessarily, but I think there were probably just too many problems for PL. The Phoenix has a lot of AoE damage. You're against Magnus, you're against Breathe Fire. It just mounts, right?
Yeah.
And Dragon Form, of course. Yeah. When Dragon Knight gets farmed enough, that will also be an issue.
There's too many tanky heroes, that's why they preferred Slug. Yeah. PL takes too long to kill those heroes.
And he can give vision too. We talked about vision. He will be able to tell if there's traps because he loses his...
The Slark, you mean?
Yeah. So I think there's an added benefit there. I kind of like that last pick, but I don't know. There's something about the lineup of Falcons that has me a little bit worried that if Lina doesn't pop off in this game, I think she's going to fade into almost irrelevancy. Because she's the one hero that can solve Phoenix. And if she isn't hitting that egg, I just think the egg is just the hard get the fuck out for the Radiant team more or less.
They do have Centaur for that, run away.
They have Stampede, that's true. So maybe.
Do you want to disengage?
But there's some pretty serious stuns though. There's RP, Dragon Tail. You're probably not necessarily running away. So. We'll see. I think
it's a Slug lineup. You have to go in, go out, find the right timing, go back in, steal stacks, and hit and run basically.
Well, I'm curious to see how Clinks does because I do not really think this hero is very good. But maybe against an Enchantress, maybe in the hands of Baboka, and maybe when you're guided by MLP and Jonix Fire.
30 seconds to battle. The battle begins.
My sprites are with us.
Fought and died. My wounds run red with first blood. It is denied. You fought and died with honor.
For the temple.
Righteous reward. You fought and died with honor.
Dire's top
Your
tower
death
is under
was
attack.
I can no longer.
Tuition.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
You fought and died with honor.
Oh no.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Wait up.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
You fought and died with honor. Denied. Fought and died with honor.
Is under attack.
Wait up.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Come on, sprites.
Dire are scanning. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Nature attend us.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I can't outrun a wild. Heal us. So unjust.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I'll take that.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Invisibility.
Radiant are scanning. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Come healed.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Oh, that's nice.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
As with you fought and died with honor.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
A lucky find.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire are scanning. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Regeneration.
Radiant are scanning. Money to burn. Healing power. Radiant's courier has been killed. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning.
Come get healed. Oh dear. You died on the temple steps.
I'll take that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Double damage.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is falling.
I hadn't spawned yet.
trust me.
Radiant are scanning. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire are scanning.
In strength is victory.
Dire's middle tower. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Invisibility.
I'll do better next time. For heresies unknown, the temple will heed your death.
Dire are scanning. Radiant structures are fortified.
Might us for more. Handsome death. Is it worth your life to try for my honor?
That was unreal.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Come on, Spice!
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is falling. Radiant's bottom tower is under
Come on, Spice!
Radiant's bottom tower is under Dire are scanning.
Money changes hands.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Double damage.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant are scanning. Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Heal us.
Illusion.
Nothing to burn.
Dire are scanning.
I just
Radiant are scanning. Dire are scanning.
My sprites are with us.
in strength is victory.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's top barracks are under attack. Radiant's top barracks has fallen. Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
I've got nothing to do but to add on more to the praise that we are keeping on to G2.iG, because they are ending today top of the group, 6-2 after getting a 2-0 against